Alright, so today I'll be creating my own tier list in toilet tower defense, and this is for episode 61. So this tier list might not be accurate later on, like in later updates, but this is just for 61. And keep in mind, all of my choices are in my opinion, so if you guys don't agree with me, let me know in the comments and what you would have done different. But starting up, we have the camera heli. So this is actually like a really solid epic unit. Like, it only costs 200 coins to place down, which is good for start games. And it's also like really good like on late games when you have upgraded it to level 5. Because it gets like the Titan cameraman perks and stuff, like with its beam and stuff. So yeah, I really like the camera heli, but I'll probably put the camera heli on B or A. I'll put it on B for now, because it's actually a really solid unit and it's actually just an epic, so it's pretty easy to get. But next up we have the normal cameraman. So this one I'm not really a fan of, like it's only a common or an uncommon I think. But yeah, I'll put this one on maybe E, I guess. Because it's not the worst, like the comments are like much worse than that one. But yeah, moving on to the camera repair drone, I'll probably put this one like maybe C or B, because it does cost like 200 Robux, which I bought as well, just to showcase you guys. So yeah, it's not that bad for its price, but I would say it's a little bit overpriced for the Robux stuff. They should like increase the stats of it, or maybe like make it a little bit cheaper. But for now, I'll probably put this one in between C or B. I'll put it on maybe B, because it's really good on like the Toilet HQ map. But like, it doesn't really do that much on the desert and the camera HQ, because there are like no stuns there. So yeah, it's not really helping that much. But yeah, next up we have the camera spider. So this one is a new unit actually. I really like it. But it's kind of like a Titan cameraman, but it just moves around. Like, I don't know what the purpose of the moving is, because the range is still as much as the normal one, but yeah, the movement is pretty fun, I guess. Like, that's pretty much the only perk of it. But yeah, it could be a little bit better like on the late games, because it does walk around and just target other enemies. So for that, I'll probably put this one like maybe above the camera repair drone, like that. And moving on, we have the camera woman. So this one is directly on F tier, because like nobody uses it except if you're noob in this game, because like it's just the starter unit. So why would you use it? Like, it's not really that good. But yeah, next up we have the car speaker man. So this one is actually used this like at the beginning when I started this game, and for me it was actually pretty good when I started like on the toilet city and stuff. So I'll probably put this one above the cameraman, because it's a little bit better than that one. But it does make sense that they're on the same tier, because both of them are like uncommons. But yeah, next up we have the newest unit in the game, which is the dancer speaker woman. So this one, I actually showcased it to you guys like on my latest video. And this one is actually surprisingly good, but like at the same time it's not really that good to like crowd of enemies. So for that, I'll probably put this one on maybe C tier or B tier, because on the later upgrades it does get a little bit better, but I just think it's a little bit too expensive like to upgrade and stuff. But I guess it's like really good for bosses and stuff, so I'll just put it on maybe B tier. And I might move up like the camera heli or the spider camera as well, because this doesn't really add up, but we'll do that later. Now we have the surveillance camera woman. This one is actually pretty good, like in my opinion. It's an epic and I don't really see that many people using it, which is surprising. Its range is like pretty good, like it does target a lot of enemies, but the damage is pretty slow. Like it doesn't shoot that fast, and the damage is not that great. But I'll put it on C tier for now, and we'll see what happens later. Next up we have the dark speaker man, which is a legendary, and this one is basically only for like start games at the beginning of the games, because it's like really cheap and you can afford to place it like at the beginning, because it's like 150 to place down I think. So yeah, I'll place this one on A tier because of its like cheapness and stuff. Like, it's really affordable to just place down and just like win with it. So yeah, you basically don't need any other starter units if you do have the dark speaker man. So for that, I'll place it on A tier. Like, it might not be the best at the late games, but yeah, for the starter games it's definitely like one of the best ones at the start. But yeah, next up we have the engineer, and this one is like probably going to S tier, because like it's really good, but the only issue is that it's really hard to get. It's 1% in the exclusive crate, which makes it like really hard to get, and yeah, not that many people have this one. but once you get it, like, it will help you win a lot of games. Like, it's really good. I think you can place down like 4 of them in one game, and the max level has like 50 HP, or I mean 50k HP. And yeah, it's really solid unit. So if you have 4 of these maxed out, that will be like 200,000 HP on all of the tanks. So for that, I'll place this one on S tier. It's probably like one of the best units in the game right now. But yeah, moving on, we have the jetpack cameraman. This one was like really good like before, and I think it has like decreased a little bit, because like before there wasn't really that many good units, but now I think some units have overtaken it. This one was like S tier before, but for now I'll probably put this one on, maybe on top of B tier or A tier, because it does do a lot of damage. So yeah, I'll put it on A tier right there. Next up we have the large cameraman. I actually used this one at the beginning of the games as well, like when I started this game. And it's actually a really solid unit. Like, this is the one with a rifle that just shoots all of them. And its range is pretty good, and the damage is decent. So it's probably a little bit better than the surveillance camerawoman, so I'll put it like that, a little bit before that. Next up we have the large scientist cameraman, and this one is kind of like the normal like cameraman, like the large one, but it just heals the city a little bit. So I'll just put this one like a little bit above the large cameraman, because they do have like kind of the same perks and the same damage and stuff, but this one just has a little bit more like capability, because it can heal the base and stuff. So yeah, you can get a little bit more HP. Next up we have the large speaker man, or I think this is the large one, I'm not really sure, but yeah, we have the large speaker man. So I'll put this one maybe like on D tier or C tier. We'll put it on C tier because it is an epic, or maybe I'll put it on D tier because it isn't rare, so it's not really as good as this one, because like it's only good in like the desert or the toilet city. Other than that, it might not be that effective, so I'll put it on D tier for now, because I think these ones are better than the large speaker man. So yeah, that's the reason for that. Next up we have the large TV man. There are a lot of like large ones right now, so this is another epic, and in my opinion it is like a little bit better than the large cameraman, but it is a lot like more expensive, so it does make it a little bit like less affordable. I will put it a little bit before like the large cameraman, because this one is a little bit better like in the late games compared to the large cameraman, because it does have like the AoE and stuff, and the damage is not really that bad like if you have a lot of them. So in my opinion, it is a C tier right there. I think that suits him pretty good. And if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because I'm on the road to 20k subscribers, so if you want to help me out, I'd really appreciate it. But next up we have the laser cameraman car. So this one is probably one of the best units in the game, or if we're talking about legendaries. So for that, I'll put this one like above the dark speaker man, because its damage is like really good compared to the like other legendaries, and it is like really cheap as well, so I'll put this one on A tier. Probably like one of the most affordable units in the game, because I think it could like solo the cameraman HQ before, I'm not really sure. But yeah, next up we have the mech cameraman. I actually did like a video of this one like lately, like that it could like solo the cameraman HQ, and it is a really solid unit, but it is like one of the most expensive ones. I'm not really sure about that, but it's like really expensive to place down as well. Like I think it costs like 400 place down. So I'll put this one on the top of B tier right there, or maybe like A tier like right here, because they did make like a remake of him. I'll put the mech on A tier right there. I think that suits him a little bit better, because he does have like different ranges and stuff, which makes a lot of damage. Next up we have the medic cameraman, and this one is basically like a camera repair drone, but it's not pay to win. So for that, I'll put this one on C tier right there, or maybe I should move up the camera repair drone right there and the medic right there. They do have a lot of efficiency on the like toilet HQ, but other than that, they're not really that helpful, if that's how I say it, because like they don't really have anything else to do than just revive your units. So that's basically their only missions, so they're basically only usable on the like toilet HQ and stuff. So yeah, that's the reason why I put him like right there. But yeah, next up we have the ninja cameraman. This is basically like a dark speaker man, but a little bit better in my opinion. Like its damage is a little bit better than the dark speaker man, and as well as the range. So we'll put it for there right now, because it's really good in starter games, and it could be a little bit better than the dark speaker man on like late games. But I do think that the laser cameraman car is a little bit better than the ninja cameraman, both in the start games and the late games. Moving on, we have the scientist cameraman. This one is the one that gives you money, I think, and it's really good. And in my opinion, I'll put this one on A tier, maybe like at the top of A tier. You do need the scientist cameraman to survive like pretty good on the Toilet HQ because you barely get any money right there. So yeah, it could be a little bit more effective there, and yeah, you really need it to like place down the new mythics and stuff. But yeah, next up we have the secret agent. This one is really good as well. Maybe S tier, to be honest, I'm not really sure, but I'll put it on the top of A tier right there, because if you do have the secret agent and you really need to like kill a boss, like it does deal 100,000 damage like once you replace it. So for that, I'll place it on A tier. And next up we have the speaker helicopter. This one is a pretty good unit like if you're new to the game, so I'll put it on the top of D tier. Next up we have the normal speaker man. This one is a common as well, so I'll put it with the speaker woman. Or is that a speaker woman? Wait, that is not the speaker woman, that is the camera woman, I think. Next up we have the speaker spider, so I'll put this one maybe on B tier or C tier. I'll put it on C tier for now because the camera spider is on B tier. Oh, you know what, I'll just move up all of the spiders like right there and like that, because I think that makes a little bit more sense, because they're pretty good, to be honest, like on late games and start games. Next up we have the Titan cameraman. So this one is basically like a laser cameraman car, but it is like a little bit more expensive. So yeah, I'll put this one maybe like on top of A tier for now, because it is really good on late games if you don't have any mythics. But I do think it's one of the best Titans as well. So yeah, I'll put it on A tier right there. And next up we have the Titan Cinema Man. So this one goes directly to S tier, because like it is really expensive, don't get me wrong, and it's really hard to get, like it's a mythic, but it is really good once you have it and you can upgrade it a lot. And you basically need like farms in order to use the mythics in this game because they're so expensive. So I'll put the Titan Cinema Man on the bottom of S tier right now. And yeah, we have the Titan Speaker Man right here. I think this is the worst Titan in the game, to be honest. So I'll put this one on the top of B tier, I guess. Yeah, that should do good. And yeah, next up we have the Titan TV Man. This is a little bit better than the Titan Speaker Man, and I do think it's a little bit better than the mech, so I'll put it right there. That should be pretty good. And next up we have the normal TV Man. So this is a rare, I think. So yeah, it would make sense for me to place it right there, but I do think it's a little bit worse than the other rares in the game. So we'll put it on the bottom of D tier right now. And next up we have the TV Spider. So this is actually a pretty new unit in the game, and it is one of the rarest units in the game, I think. Maybe the rarest. And yeah, I think it's like 0.1% to get in the new exclusive crate. So I'll put this one on maybe like second of S tier, because like it's really cheap like once you place it down, and I think you can solo with it like on the Toilet HQ. I've seen someone do that like with 18 minutes, so yeah, that's pretty insane. So basically all you need to win this game is basically just a TV spider. Wait, maybe I'll just put it on top right there. Yeah, let's do that. Next up we have the TV woman. This is the one that spits out fire, so this one is basically pretty mid. So I'll put this one on maybe B tier. Yeah, I'll put this one on B tier because the damage is not great, and it does have AoE and a slow effect, but I don't think it adds up that much. And it is also an exclusive that costs 99 Robux. But yeah, next up we have the upgraded Titan Cameraman. This one is also an S tier in my opinion, because like it's probably the best mythic in the game, but it's not better than the Engineer and the Spider TV. So I'll put this one on S tier right there. And lastly we have the Titan Speaker Man, the upgraded one, and in my opinion this one is a little bit better than the Titan Cinema Man because of the price. So I'll put this one about right there, and that should be good. So this is my tier list for Toilet Tower Defense episode 61, and if you guys disagree with me with anything, let me know in the comments and I'll try to read all of your comments. Keep in mind this is my opinion as well. And if you want me to do this like again in the future in other updates, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.